Good morning, everybody. It is day 6 of this week on the James Duncan diet, also known as lose 14 pounds in a week, or lose a stone in a week if you're originally watching the British version first. Today's very interesting this morning. Before I get to that, I have noticed that muscles have been quite a bit more struggling, to say the least. Tiring, whatnot. I'm pretty sure that's a result of the diet. Obviously, if you do a lot of work and everything, that's going to make it even more visible, or if you put pressure for long periods of time when you sleep, such as what I did last night. My arm doesn't feel that great right now. So, with these last 2 days, I can't wait till I'm done and I can start eating and drinking some of the things that I need to be having for the week on to be over and that I have not been getting. So what am I doing for breakfast? Well, this is going to be quite interesting because we have a grapefruit. Now, this is my breakfast, except I'm not eating this grapefruit. I am instead going to juice it. I'm having grapefruit juice. That's my breakfast. So I'm not going to have any teas this morning because this is my drink and my entire breakfast. After this, I only have one more grapefruit. So, I like grapefruit, but too much grapefruit, a little bit bad. So, be glad to be done with this. Because I gotta peel it this time, with all this stuff here, I feel like I'm a doctor getting ready to perform surgery on a patient. Maybe I should go for the full garb, right? Put on a mask here. All right, let's cut them open. Well, the peeling part was easier than I remember it being. Now we've just got to convert it to juice. And there is the finished product. What you'll see is a full glass. It didn't really get that high. It got about, I don't know, about that high or so. And because it was so thick, obviously, I just kind of thinned it out with some extra water that I had. And so it's going to be a little bit thinner consistency than, more juice-like. Yeah, it's grapefruit. It's just in juice form. So it is lunchtime, and it is now time for the last fruit lunch of the week on. And while most stuff here is nearing its end anyway, which was perfect timing, a new fruit has entered the fray today. My sister went out and bought some mangoes, so I'll have a little bit of that today as well, especially since some of these things are running low, and we'll try that with our entourage here. And there it is, my last fruit of the week on. Try this mango. Pretty good. Very crunchy. Got rid of a lot of the fruit. Still fruit left though, but not doing any more of the rest of this, so. Finish this up. Go about with the day. currently working on my week on series, this one that I'm actually doing, because the month is coming up pretty soon. So I had to start this one a little late because of opportunities to do this. I ideally would like to get it done as soon into the month as possible, but this one had to wait a little bit later. It is what it is. We're getting it done. Currently working on the series. Also, just wanted to note, as I'm doing this right now, I have a particular issue I don't know if I've talked about, where the back of my throat, top back of my throat, with the lemon juice that I had the other day, kind of made my throat sore on top of the roof of the mouth almost, but it feels like a sore throat, but it's not exactly. It's very weird. Haven't enjoyed that. It was doing better this morning, but after the fruit, I've kind of noticed it a little bit in the back again. It's not nearly as bad as what it was, though, but I'm wondering if... pretty sure the diet has had something to do with it, much like the weariness of my muscles, which is also another thing. Again, starting to get real anxious about getting back, not just for the opportunity to eat different stuff, but to be able to eat stuff that was quite missing during this week on. Also, the fruit, speaking of the fruit, the pear, for some reason, it was the same group of pears that I've had all week. I bought the same pear. This one was not like a pear. It was shaped like a pear, looked like a pear, tasted like an apple. It was a little weird, and so after eating, I think, 2 of them for the most part, I decided to discard it. So, didn't eat all the pear, but everything else I ate. Usually, if I don't say anything, I eat everything that's on the plate. But in this case, that was something that I threw out because that was weird. I don't know why it was the way it was. But everything else was fine. The last fruit. And then I'm looking forward to dinner tonight, just because it's going to bring back something that I had earlier this week, minus the salad option, which will be the first time this entire week on that I will have no salad. I'll have a vegetable, but it just won't be salad. And that's a nice little change up, at least. Also, it means I won't have to worry about juicing the salad. So that's good. I also used up a lot of fruit, too, at lunch. So refrigerator's looking a lot better in terms of room, because a lot of this stuff is gone. There's a few things like the blueberries are still there. Afternoon time. Taking a trip to the botanical gardens. So, good way to get a little exercise in until dinner time. Maybe you might see some of these types of things on the Travels series, which will come back again one day. All right, back from the excursion out there, adventure today with botanical gardens, and went to a bookstore as well to kind of look around. Now it's time for me to fix my dinner, which will, for the first time, not be a salad. It is going to have a vegetable, though. Carrot sticks. We're going to have carrot sticks. Now, it does not, from what I remember, it does not specify how you should have the carrot sticks. So you could have them plain, boiled, fried. I think I'm just going to have them plain. I mean, it's not, if I'm not going to add anything to it, really no point in doing anything else with it to me. It's also chicken night, so we'll be having more of the chicken strips. Cook them the same way I did the first time, because that turned out really good, so I'm not going to mess with a good thing on that. And then the tea, my only tea today, is going to be another one of these FWA teas that we got from Rockies, which is the raspberry oolong tea. And we'll try that one. This is actually the one that Gail bought at FWA. I bought the other one, but we'll try that one at least one time. All right, here we are. Pretty basic dinner today. Got our tea. It definitely got a fruity taste to it. That's a very, very clear fruity taste. I actually like the fact that it's that clear, at least. Sometimes they're not strong enough. Yeah. I've had both these before, so not very exciting. So let's take a piece of this chicken, combine it with a carrot stick. Doesn't change much, so fairly light dinner tonight compared to what I'm used to, but at least it's different to a degree anyway. Here is dessert. It is the final grapefruit, and as much as I like grapefruit, I am so glad this is done, because grapefruits can kind of be a problem. If you don't know, I've had kidney stones in the past before due to dehydration, which was, I think, inhibited in part because I was drinking grapefruit juice almost daily. So I learned then that grapefruits actually are promoters of kidney stones. Now, obviously, grapefruit in and of itself is not going to be the harm. I think ultimately it's dehydration which causes that. I was drinking a lot of caffeinated drinks that day, which, doesn't help things either. So staying hydrated, very key. But at the same time, grapefruit, not always the greatest thing. So that's why the lemon has been very important, because that's been kind of counteracting that a little bit, because lemon is what you would take if you had kidney stones to help break it up. That being said, grapefruit's still very delicious, still has some good nutrients to it, but there are some things you got to watch out for, and be sure to take it in moderation. If you're eating grapefruit this consistently and you have had kidney stones before, probably not a good thing to keep doing it this way, especially when it gets hot outside. Anyway, this is it for day 6. We'll be doing day 7, the final day. 3 more meals left, and then I am done. We'll do the weigh-in after that, and we'll see how everything turns up. But we got a few interesting things tomorrow. Breakfast and lunch particularly. Dinner, not so much. But let's see if we can hit that finish line. We're almost there. It's within sight.